What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin telling you do shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit day. Lit 13 man, turn. Today, motherfucking day. Show hood outside. Big crip in the gang. Show hood outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia do your thing, and Texas stand the fuck up. Is that is ready to be a better version of yourself? Never let somebody bring you down, also back. Never let somebody tell you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble. Let's go on a revolution. Keep Yahweh first. Come to the black Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. We out here. Alright. Today, motherfucking day. Show hood outside. Big crip in it. Gang, show hood outside shit, man. Alright, gang. Y'all know what a nigga like me do. Break down the fake delusions of the industry. Go at the wrong in 12 and everything. Man, these white people, man, it's like when they get caught, bruh, they want to blame everything on a nigga. When they get caught doing weird, freaky ass, goofy ass shit, let's blame it on the nigga. They don't want to take accountability for their bullshit. They try to sweep all that shit under the rug like it ain't never happened. You know what I'm saying? So we got a prime example of somebody who got what they wanted, but figured out that it was not what they thought it was. Justin Bieber, goofy ass. Man, like I said, bruh, it's like, man, I always knew it was something off about Justin Bieber, man. As a kid, crip, I already knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that little get up, it wasn't fooling me. Crip. I don't know what it is with black people, man. They're like, when they see a white person, they start gooing and gone. I'm like, fuck them. Pussies. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's like, I know this motherfucker has his own type of intentions. You know what I'm saying? He could blame it on this, blame it on that. But at the end of the day, he got to take acceptability for what he did. He got the fame and the fortune, and then like he get the fame and fortune back. Get that shit out to the community. Donate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, he just don't want to like he part of the situation when he's a main piece of everything that's been happening. You know what I'm saying? So we got the video, man, just breaking down how Justin Bieber tried to manipulate the system, or just manipulate people's intentions to make himself look like he's the victim. And the whole time, he probably the main one putting out here. Let's get into it. Hey man, say man, shout out to the truth is, you know what I'm saying? We finna get on Justin Bieber. I ain't never liked this white ass. Let's get it.
Well, now let's get right into it.
He's always on some funny shit.
Justin Bieber has been plastered all over headlines for his latest appearances and behavior in public. For some reason, it seems like Justin is acting like he's back in the early 2010s, walking around looking like he's on something, posting strange videos, and appearing in his lives flustered and sickly, even lashing out at paparazzi for following him around. This is a complete drastic shift from how Justin was behaving just
they do all this weird shit and they just blame it on Diddy. It's insane. Bitch, he the one did the weird shit.
Why does it seem like he's spinning out of control? Is it the pressures of Hollywood getting to him once again? Or is this all connected to something far more sinister? Just by looking at Justin, you can tell he's dealing with something devastating. You can see it in his eyes that he's a broken soul. Justin is another example of a child that was sold to Hollywood, sold to the industry by his mother without any remorse. While Justin did become a massive star, he clearly lost himself in the process, something the world is seeing vividly right now. This is always the end result of children that are sold to Hollywood. They always end up broken the older they get. This is what Justin
Yeah,
is
look
showing us.
at
He's trying to
that
mask
dude
his
off
pain by
of
drowning them in substances. This is
off of
what is
Home
leading
Alone.
to his drastic shift
That
in
motherfucker
public.
fucked up.
This shift that
After he
everyone
got
is
done that
noticing
kid
from
shit.
Justin Bieber seems to have started right after Diddy was arrested. Since the arrest, something seems to have been bothering him that is clearly showing to the public. It appears that Justin might be more connected to the Diddy situation than most people expected. While we all know Justin and Diddy had some kind of friendship, it never appeared like they were really close. So why does it seem like Diddy's arrest is affecting him so deeply? Well, some of you might remember the rumors that were circulating in the media a few months back. The rumor was that there was an S-tape of Justin being taken advantage of by Diddy when he was younger, and the tape was allegedly being shopped around.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that.
Boy, trying to get the sex tape out?
Say
What
that
the
again.
fuck?
Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before. So like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you... And I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
this
can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Damn.
Really? And
You
you've
rich
seen it?
motherfuckers
I've
doing some
seen
weird shit.
stills of the video.
Okay. So you can verify
that it exists.
Nigga up
that
in
it's
that
real,
motherfucker
that
said,
the
oh yeah, I
other
got
person in
that
the
Justin
video
Bieber
is
sex
very
tape.
visible.
Oh, that's
There's
going
no
crazy.
question if it's
Hell
that person in
no.
the video, and I can tell the video.
Oh my.
While this tape was never fully confirmed to be real, Justin's behavior began to shift right around this time, which when looking at this video from 2023 of Diddy and Justin caught having a weird encounter, things start to look a bit more suspicious.
They're trying to see
Some
if
of
he
you
had a
should
wire
remember
on
me
him.
talking about this tape of Justin Bieber being patted down by Diddy, almost as if you were checking him for a wire or something. At the time this video went viral, no one knew what was actually happening. But later, after rumors of that tape between Justin and Diddy started to circulate, this video made a whole lot more sense to me. In my opinion, it appears that Diddy wanted to make sure that he can still trust Justin, that he hadn't flipped on Diddy and started working with the feds.
Well, I
this
mean,
to me
shit,
seems
man,
like
the way it's
more
going,
evidence
who
that
knows,
Diddy
bro?
actually did something to Justin when he was a kid. When Justin was coming up, he was likely groomed, or worse, SA'd
gang,
by
gang, hold
Diddy
it
and
down,
others.
man.
As disturbing as that
You
sounds,
dig,
this
hey.
is common
I like
practice
about
in
the rain,
Hollywood
though.
in the music industry. It is basically a part of the initiation to make it in the business. Now, some people believe that Diddy just does all this because he's secretly gay, but it's much deeper and darker than that. Diddy isn't the one who started this evil practice in the industry. This has been going on way before Diddy, and it's even rumored that Diddy dealt with it too in the beginning of his career. Just like it's believed Diddy did things to Justin, it seems like Clive Davis might have done things to Diddy, as it's rumored that Diddy had to please Clive Davis in order to make it to the position he's in today. This is how the music industry secretly works. These men that run the industry groom the new guys that come in and make them monsters like they are. This is a part of the hazing process.
we can't
to
blame
the
on
club
it because
that
it was a
truly
white
runs
dude
Hollywood
who
and the music
groomed
business.
Diddy.
That club is definitely
I think
Masonic,
they been
and
doing
I have
this shit,
proof
you know
that
what I'm saying?
Justin
And he
was
just how he
initiated
is.
into that club years ago. Since at least 2015, Justin has been showing signs of his Masonic
been doing weird
affiliations in
shit.
his music videos. As in his music video for Where Are You Now, they openly show his Masonic affiliation. In this part of the video, we not only see the all-seeing eye many times, but also in this part, they put the Masonic square and compasses right in the background. For those that don't know, this is the main symbol in Masonry. It is not only a Masonic symbol, but the actual logo for the club. Now this isn't
On that
new,
nigga
as
head.
many celebrities are Masons and show their alliance openly, like Shaq, who has pictures in a lodge and has confirmed his affiliation live on TV. Even Young
I
Thug
seen when he
also
went
has
off at
pictures in a
Kanye
Masonic
West did
lodge.
some goofy
Young Boy
shit.
also shows his affiliation by wearing a Masonic square and compasses chain in one of his earlier videos. Even Diddy's good friend Ashton Kutcher confirms his Masonic ties, as he has been caught wearing a hat with the square and compasses on it. Freemasonry is a secret society that runs the music industry in Hollywood. Diddy is a Freemason just like Ashton Kutcher. When Justin was sold to Usher by his mother, he was basically given to this group. This is why in this music video we can find the symbol of Masonry hidden in plain sight. The Masons always hide their symbols right in the open. Most people just don't
Everybody
even
see it, so they
realize
gonna
it.
get, you know.
Something that
never sue the other driver.
Since practice at the higher degrees is called sex magic. This is why Diddy was caught hosting free calls with many celebrities. They were participating in sex magic rituals. Rituals that Justin was used for when he was coming up. The reason Justin seems so broken today is because they involved him in all of this way too young. Diddy allegedly had his way with Justin and filmed it, just like they do to many other stars. This is a part of the initiation. This is essentially the hazing, like a fraternity would do. They film you getting your man card stripped away and hold it against you forever. These tapes are then used to blackmail these celebrities and keep them in check if they were to ever break their oath. This is what I believe Justin is worried about. He's worried that tape of Diddy having his way with him will be released, with the world finally seeing what was done to him for fame. The same thing that has been done to many other celebrities. This is what happens in Hollywood. And this is also what Terrence Howard basically confirmed recently during an interview. In this interview, Justin Bieber is brought up by the interviewer, and Terrence begins to explain how when a male celebrity gets their man card taken away from them to make it in the industry, it destroys the celebrity, leading to these celebrities breaking down.
There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. They got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What's that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it. A man gives it. So when you give up that man card...
Wait, so if you give it to a nigga... Wait, what the fuck?
I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time.
So you're saying don't give pop, right, you pop them. Nah, niggas, you tripping.
Fear of somebody doing something.
You most definitely not going to get pop.
When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. They should have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. Things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. The women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. It's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men, you don't trade that in, no matter what.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequence when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like,
man, you got to protect yourself at all times, man.
That's what my assistant
These white people been done doing that weird ass shit.
I get it.
You dig what I'm saying?
I believe
they started
was referring to this
doing all this evil shit. They've been doing that shit.
Take what a person
Since
values most, their dignity, and then they exploit it just to see how bad they want fame.
Remember, white people was created like in the 1600s.
You can see why he's walking around the way he is. He's obviously broken.
These white people been doing that shit. They were born doing that shit.
He can't go back from. This is what Hollywood has done to every single celebrity on the come up. We see examples of it every time, and then these celebrities are always crying out for help.
I feel like Justin has been crying out for help for a while now. He dropped that one song, Lonely, talking about how he had everything, but he still feels like he has nothing, that he's empty inside, and basically very sad. You can tell that just from the lyrics, but you can also tell that from the actions that he has been portraying. And another video I feel like he was calling out for help in was the Yummy video. People often said that Justin was trying to expose the industry with that video. I personally never got that video, but now after hearing and seeing everything surrounding his downfall, I can definitely see it. In the video, he walks into a ballroom. There's children performing. Meanwhile, everyone else in the room is much older. And that to me seems like an analogy for his own career. When he first started, he was a child surrounded by much older people. And in the Yummy video, it seems like he was trying to make that point. And I know by now, we've all seen the multiple videos floating around of the celebrities sexualizing him when he was way too young.
100%. There were so many celebrities sexualizing him at the beginning. I clearly remember this, and I saw a video not that long ago of a full-on compilation. All these female and male celebrities sexualized him, flirted with him on national television, and no one said nothing because this is encouraged in the industry. They protect each other because they're all involved in the same actions. Justin isn't the only person that dealt with this. Many other celebrities deal with this. The difference is that most of those celebrities, they fade away before they become adults, before they become older and they're able to have this breakdown publicly. But Justin, he's been in the limelight his entire life, and even to this day, he's still very famous, and everybody is seeing him under a microscope, essentially, all of the things that he's been doing. And now they're noticing that all the things that were done to him back then are having an effect on him. Remember, when this took place in the 2010s, no one was saying, oh, Justin is a victim. Everyone was just calling him a spoiled brat that was acting out.
Motherfucker is a spoiled brat, nigga.
Rich and famous, taking advantage of their fame.
You think they just did this shit? He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He been know what the fuck going on, nigga. Hell no.
Know what these celebrities have actually been through, especially children celebrities.
Oh, that shit, bitch.
We look at that 2010 phase a little bit differently. It was
I was trying to blame the black guy, bitch. Nah, bitch, just let's be honest. Your parents, bitch, you.
Or young adults react when they don't know how to express themselves. They act out, and that's what we've been seeing from Justin.
And you made a very good point. Everybody thought he was spoiled and stuff, but we have to realize he was a 13-year-old child coming from a single-parent home, basically being tossed to the wolves by his own mother. This not only helped him himself, but it also helped her and their family get off the ground. And I know it might not be the nicest thing to say, but this is technically his mother's fault. She is the one who sold him to the industry. She is the one who allowed him to go stay at Diddy's house. She is the one who allowed him to be signed over to these people, allowing all of this stuff to happen to her son and just turning a blind eye, not paying attention, not caring enough to stop it from happening, or not even allowing her son at that age to be involved in any of that stuff. No parties. You don't need to be surrounded by adults who are much older than you, doing things that you don't even need to be doing. Yet she failed to do all of that.
Exactly. The mother handed him over to Hollywood. She honestly, in my opinion, doesn't seem to care about any of this because she got what she wanted.
She the one gave that motherfucker up. He probably knew what the fuck was going on. Let's be honest, bro. They born doing that shit, bitch.
Millions because her son has made millions.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know for a fact that she had to turn a blind eye multiple times when
YouTube Premium.
a lot of these situations were going on. I know for a fact that she's probably thought maybe I shouldn't let him do it, but hey, it's going to make him more successful if he hangs out with this guy. Even if I've heard this guy does this and that, she let that happen because she wanted Justin to be as big as he can possibly be.
She wanted that fame
now, she achieved it, and yes,
you think
if
she
it
not
wasn't for
set
Justin
well the fuck off?
becoming an artist and signing this record deal, Justin wouldn't be a millionaire. She wouldn't have all this money.
That's what I'm saying.
Realistically, it cost him his soul. It cost him his life. He's technically a puppet for the industry who took advantage of him since childhood and used him as a hand puppet to perform and do as they say. At the same time, exposing him to people that most likely took advantage of him. Since it hasn't really been confirmed, since we haven't seen the tape, do you think that this tape really exists? Do you really think that Diddy actually did something to Justin? Or do you think it's just a rumor and speculation?
Personally, I believe that something did happen to him, whether there's a tape or not. I do feel like something went on between Diddy and Justin Bieber. First of all, you're not going to tell me that no grown man wants to spend any amount of hours with a child who is not his. And then you can see, after hanging out with Diddy in 2009, they obviously stayed still communicating, partying, and then we have 2012, 2013 roll around. After Justin Bieber has already been exposed to all of this type of stuff, that's when his downfall really started to happen. The substance abuse was up the roof. Even his own manager, Scooter Braun, said that 19 to 21 was one of the worst time periods for him because he was literally spiraling out of control.
If it comes to black man, y'all me, myself, personally, I also do believe that Diddy might have done something to Justin. For sure. Like, that's my opinion. And honestly, even the feds think that Diddy was doing things to kids for many years. Because I remember I reported on this about a year or so ago. I think it was in 2023 or maybe 2024. It might have been 2024. I reported on how the feds were looking into Diddy regarding allegations that he was possibly taking advantage of children. They asked another person that was arrested that was in the music industry named James Roseman. They were trying to get him to snitch on Diddy to reduce his time to see if he knew anything about Diddy being involved with children. So these are reports that have been going on for multiple years. This is something that people in the industry knew, people that were in the business were okay with and said nothing about. And like I said, I don't think it's just Justin Bieber that is a victim of this. I think that many celebrities are victims of this. I think that this is something that Hollywood, for some reason, protects no matter what. And even to this day, it's still protecting because think about it. After Diddy got arrested, after all the allegations started to come up about Diddy, these people that these allegations are made about come out and clarify these things or clear these things up and tell us, yeah, this is what happened to me, or no, this is what didn't happen to me. And I think that silence makes it worse. I think that it just shows that they're afraid of talking and basically revealing what really happened because number one, like I said, all these people take an oath, and number two, they don't want to be embarrassed like that. I don't think any man really wants to tell the world that something like this happened to them, especially like someone like Justin Bieber, you know? He's a celebrity. The last thing that he wants is for people to remember him as the kid that Diddy took advantage of, you know?
Exactly. And first of all, I just want to point out that to me, I feel like Hollywood is just full of predators. It's very rare to find somebody who hasn't done such a heinous thing to a person, period, than to find somebody who has. There's more people we hear about in Hollywood that have this reputation. So just knowing that, the fact that these parents let their kids be surrounded by that is already a red flag. You already know what you're throwing your kids into, basically.
What's interesting about that, honestly, is that, like I said, Hollywood is ruled over by the occult. I've made this point hundreds of times. And it's interesting to see that these parents essentially sacrifice their children to the industry. They sell their children to the industry. Now, if we go back to Bible times, this is the same thing that many people were doing then as well. Many people were giving their children to Moloch and Baal, sacrificing their children for financial gain. It was believed that when you made a sacrifice to Moloch or Baal, he would grant you financial blessings. Essentially, you sacrifice your child and he gives you endless success. And think about it. In a way, that's what's going on in Hollywood right now. These parents are serving their children to the beast, Hollywood, to Moloch, Hollywood, which is, essentially what it is. They take your child, and yes, they give you all this money. You make all this money. But what's happening to your child? His soul is being sacrificed, consumed by the evil of the industry. And by the time they're done using him, there's nothing left. We are seeing this from Justin Bieber. That's why when Justin Bieber was crying and warning Billie Eilish about the industry, you can actually feel the pain there. Because he knows that just like Billie was sold to the industry, he was sold to the industry. And by the end of it, she's going to end up soulless. There's going to be nothing there. And if you look at Billie Eilish, it already seems like she's soulless. It already looks like they done stripped her of her soul.
We don't see it that much with child stars nowadays, but we are starting to see it with child influencers, whose parents are literally forcing them to make videos and do X, Y, and Z for the fame. And Netflix just released a documentary on one of those social media kid stars, Piper Raquel. Her own mother was making her record videos at all types of hours, over-sexualizing her daughter when she was still in her teens. Not only that, she was also selling her daughter's undergarments to much older men.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You can see it right there. It's the spirit of Moloch. It's the spirit of Baal. Giving your child, sacrificing your child for your gain, for your success. Something that's been going on since ancient times that is still happening till this very day. And I also see another aspect of all of this, like this public breakdown that Justin is going through. To me, it could also indicate MK Ultra. We've already seen so many celebrities that go from childhood to adults in the industry have the same exact reaction. Like, Aaron Carter, Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears, Orlando Brown. All of these celebrities, they all went through the same stages. They went through the rise in the industry. They're given to the industry by their parents very young. They rise up in the business. They party. They do all the things that the business has to offer. And by the time that they're older, they're a shell of who they used to be. They're broken. They never fully developed correctly. And some of them have these very public breakdowns, like Justin is having right now, like Britney had, like Orlando Brown had. All of these celebrities have that one thing in common. They were young when they were stars, and then as they grow, they have this breakdown in front of the world, and everyone's asking what's going on. But we have to remember that in Hollywood, MK Ultra is a big thing. Think about it. All of these celebrities that I mentioned all have substance abuse issues. Every single one of them are known to use substances. If you look into MK Ultra, the first thing you notice is that substances was distributed to every victim a part of the MK Ultra project. That was part of the technique to basically erase their mind and rearrange their mind. And that's what I believe is going on to people like Justin Bieber. I believe that when they're brought into the industry, they're introduced to these substances. They're given these substances, and then they're provided handlers. And then they're molded and set in directions that they eventually are put under MK Ultra without them even noticing it. And that's what I believe Justin Bieber is going through. It seems like he's going through his own MK Ultra breakdown, and it could have been brought onto him by the pressures of knowing that that tape between him and Diddy could be leaked at any moment, and everyone's going to see what he was put through, you know?
Well, I definitely don't disagree about them doing MK Ultra on the kids.
Man,
I also
Justin
feel
Bieber
like
ain't no
it's
victim,
that,
bitch.
but with a mixture of them being mentally and physically
You know what the
abused
fuck
and basically
going on,
being forced
bitch?
to suck it up and act
What of
like
it?
it doesn't affect their everyday life. And they have to grow up faster than they should. Meanwhile, these are kids. We know that when you're a teenager, when you're a child, all that transitioning is hard. You don't even know who you are. There's so many things that you're already dealing with, but then to have to take on more things, I think that all contributes to it.
That abuse also works hand in hand with MK Ultra.
Yeah, his mom probably told me, yeah, we about to get that bag, bitch.
What needs to be done
On
to
some
break a
goofy
person's
shit.
mind. And honestly, in my opinion, that's what I believe is happening to a Justin Bieber and all the rest of these celebrities that are breaking down and all the rest of the celebrities that in the future will be breaking down. They have this system set up so that they can take advantage of these kids and no one even notices it. And these kids barely even remember what's going on when they're being pumped with substances all day. But honestly, I feel bad for Justin Bieber. Like I said, he definitely is a victim of the industry. At a certain point, you can say that he became an adult and he can make the decisions for himself and he could take himself out of the industry whenever he wants. But I don't think it's that simple.
Sure.
He grew up in this
Yeah,
industry.
you know,
He
niggas
has
dying.
nothing else that he could possibly do.
His
He made
white
a lot
ass,
of
they
money,
say all
yes, and he
types of
could
goofy
retire.
shit.
But retiring at the age of 30 and having no purpose, that's kind of not realistic, you know? But someone like Justin Bieber, all he wanted to do was sing songs. He was a kid.
Hell no, he know
was
what
a
the
little
fuck
kid
going
when
on.
they
That nigga's
threw
going,
him
that
into this
nigga
life.
getting piped
And
out.
ever
Fuck
since
out
then,
of
his
here.
life has just been going and going and going and going. No rest. No moments of sit back and have some clarity and think about it. No.
Yeah, he got
They don't
clarity when he
give him that
got
opportunity.
100,
They
got
pump him
the
with the
Eminem.
substances. They put him on a tight schedule. They parade him around the world. And they just abuse him and take from him. That's why I definitely feel bad for him. Yes, he has all this money, but
At the
what
end
does
of the
he
day, you
truly
know what I'm
have?
saying?
Does he
That
have
nigga up
people
from
around him that
Eminem.
actually cares about him?
He knew what the
his
fuck was
mom
going
can't really
on.
care
Like,
about him that
bruh.
much. If she was
You know what
okay
I'm
with just
saying?
giving
Like,
him to the industry for a few
y'all
dollars,
try to make up
we know that he
excuses and
doesn't
shit.
have that many real friends
You know what I'm
around him. If they
saying?
allow
His
him to
mom
do these
knew.
substances
All the
and
motherfuckers
allow him
knew.
to go through these public breakdowns, nobody seems to really care about him, you know? Nobody seems to be worried
hood
about his
niggas out here
well-being. All they want
out here
is to continue to make
getting in the
money like
streets.
they've made money from
Y'all
it
don't
their
show us
entire
no,
lives.
y'all don't show us no mercy.
Yes, while he could leave the industry now and he's an adult and he makes decisions for himself, they didn't give him much options, and he's already a broken soul. So yeah, I'm gonna be praying for Justin Bieber, and I recommend that we all do, and we should pray for all of these people in the industry so that they can find God and leave this demonic industry behind. Leave the Masonic ties that they're forced into. Leave it all behind and start new. Because we can use someone like Justin Bieber spreading positivity and trying to promote good values in the world, not being a
But once they're already
Masonic
gone,
system
at
that
this
only
point, you
pushes
know what I'm
propaganda.
saying?
But I'm gonna end this one here. I appreciate each
Hey,
and
man,
every one of you
anything
guys for
possible.
stopping
Hey,
by. I want to thank you guys
this
for
white ass knew
watching,
what's going
and
on,
I'll
bro.
see you guys.
Shout out to Tell Us More, the beauty mental decline of Justin Bieber, man. I tell y'all, bro, something up with Justin Bieber, man.
There's something deeply unsettling about watching someone unravel in real time. The vacant stares, the
This
erratic
motherfucker always been
behavior,
on
the
some
desperate
weird
attempts
shit,
to
man,
appear
and I've
normal
been
that
peeped
somehow
that
make
shit out.
everything seem even more off. For Justin Bieber fans, the past few months have been extremely worrying as the pop star appears to be spiraling before our very eyes. Looking at him now, with his haggard and worn-out appearance, it's hard to believe this is the same fresh-faced kid who took over the world just over a decade ago. But between these 2 points in his life, a lot has changed, and much of it for the worst. In August 2024, Justin and his wife Hailey welcomed their first child into the world. As any new parent can tell you, there's a lot of adjusting to do. Sleepless nights and constant stress can become the norm, so to appear tired and strung out isn't out of the ordinary. However, what we're seeing today with Justin goes beyond that. Videos of him have surfaced where he looks aged, grinding his jaw and licking his lips, which are signs you'd commonly associate with drug use. He's always been a slender guy, but now he's become so skinny and frail that he almost looks unwell. And his social media activity has also been concerning, as he's gone from hardly posting at all to posting several times a day, with some posts seemingly directed at his ex, Selena Gomez. Selena recently tied the knot with medical producer and songwriter Benny Blanco, who previously worked with Justin on several of his hit songs like Love Yourself, Somebody to Love, and Cold Water. From everything that can be seen, she seems happier and more content than ever, while the opposite can be said of Justin. As Selena and Benny's relationship has become more public, Justin has become more chaotic. While his team has explicitly denied any substance abuse issues, claiming he's in one of the best places of his life, the contrast between their statements and what we're seeing is stark. The fact is that Justin of today is worlds away from the happy-go-lucky teen who conquered the music industry, but much of how his life has turned out hasn't been his choice. From an early age, he's been pulled in different directions by those around him. Some who pursued him relentlessly for years before finally getting close, others who should have never been allowed near him in the first place, and an industry that pushed him to breaking point while extracting every dollar possible from his talent and fame.
That's the shit that's making them motherfuckers take all that goddamn money out and making them motherfuckers rich.
And profits, leaving Justin to face the consequences alone. Whatever this is, breakdown, burnout, or something else entirely, it hasn't come out of nowhere. It's the result of years of trauma, struggle, and exploitation. And to understand how we got here, we have to go back. Justin Bieber's story didn't start like most stars.
It was always something about this boy Justin Bieber, business white boy. I didn't know.
He was already keeping them on toy drums.
Never fucked with this motherfucker, man. And I've been on this some shit weird with this motherfucker, bro. Grip. I've been doing it.
You want to be a drummer when you grow up? I can do it faster.
He taught himself guitar, piano, and drums with a level of ease that shocked people, especially given he had no formal training. What's more, without taking a single singing lesson, he developed a beautiful singing voice with impressive control. It was clear that something rare was there, a raw, instinctive musical ability far beyond his years, and as he grew older, that only became more and more apparent. It didn't take much to see Justin was going places, but behind his extraordinary talent was a complicated beginning. His mother, Patty Millett, was just 18 when she gave birth to him and had a childhood heavily marked by trauma.
Starting from a young age, my parents split, as, a lot of parents do, and my dad abandoned us, moved, 10 hours away, and then started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5 up until I was about 10 years old, and there was multiple abusers, and then, had really unhealthy relationships and ended up getting into drugs and alcohol into teen years, and had an attempted suicide at 17.
When she got pregnant with Justin, she was pressured to end the pregnancy, but leaned on her Christian faith and chose to go ahead. Justin's father, Jeremy Bieber, was in and out of the picture. He left Patty shortly after Justin was born, leaving her to raise him as a single mother. What's especially relevant to Justin's story is that Patty continued to wrestle with addiction and depression throughout his early life, issues he would go on to face himself one day. In 2007, when Justin was 12 years old, he started posting covers on YouTube. This wasn't some calculated career move, but simply a way for him to share his music with friends and family. However, his natural talent and charm captured the attention of a much wider audience. One of these people was Scooter Braun, a talent agent who stumbled across Justin's videos by accident. He became obsessed with tracking him down, eventually connecting with Patty through Justin's school and convincing her to bring her son to Atlanta. There, Braun introduced him to Usher, who saw exactly the same thing Scooter saw. This kid wasn't just talented, he was marketable. Soon, a bidding war broke out between Usher and Justin Timberlake. Usher won, and at just 13 years old,
Justin Timberlake, goofy ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you,
look at that shit.
Justin
Bieber. They been on some weird shit. Look at that. Justin Timberlake was trying to get him over Usher.
Get ready because it's gonna be
be big, ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out, we're coming.
That's right.
That year, Justin released his first two singles, One Time and One Less Lonely Girl, both of which were a huge success, reaching the top 20 in the US and Canada. His debut EP, My World, went platinum in the United States, and he became the first artist ever to have 7 songs from his debut album chart on the Billboard Hot 100. In 2010, he dropped Baby featuring Ludacris, as well as Somebody to Love with Usher, but it was Baby that truly catapulted Justin into superstardom. The song amassed billions of plays on YouTube, dominated charts worldwide, and won 12 times platinum in the US, solidifying Justin as a pop icon all around the world.
He's so hot. We got Justin Bieber.
Big goofy ass.
Bieber fever wasn't
It's
just
funny,
a
you know,
marketing term.
after all this,
Team. It was a legitimate
popping they shit, where they at now, bitch? Like, come on, bro.
Hyperventilate and pass out at his concerts. All appearances had to be shut down because security couldn't handle the hysteria. By 16, Justin had reached a level of fame that most artists spend their entire careers chasing and never find. But fame this fast creates problems, big ones.
Industry plant type shit, man.
Didn't just see a talented young artist. They saw a product, package,
ain't saying he ain't got the talent.
Every aspect of
his
image,
making that money on off this
his style,
motherfucker.
his persona, was carefully curated to appeal to the massive Twitter fan base driving the Bieber machine. His schedule was relentless, endless promotion, constant travel, late-night appearances, and no room for breaks. To make matters worse, adults regularly crossed boundaries with him in ways that would trigger immediate outrage today. For example, at the 2011 Brit Awards, James Corden made inappropriate comments towards him as everyone in attendance watched.
Can I say this? Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old
Big weird freaky ass shit.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes.
You could see Justin felt uncomfortable from a mile away,
big
but
weird
just
shit.
even more creepy.
Thank you so much. Look at him. Look at what a beautiful face. All right.
Man, got down beating his meat. Doesn't touch his whole face in the sand, bitch.
By playfully doing the same thing back to Corden, but this just gave Corden another opportunity to be weird.
Just do it. Don't mess around. Don't tease me, Bieber.
People felt like they could put their hands on Justin whenever they pleased. Another awkward situation took place the following year when Katy Perry grabbed his ass while they were having a hug. Then David Letterman manhandled him on his talk show in front of thousands after criticizing his new tattoos. The same thing almost happened on an episode of The Talk when actress Leah Remini got out of her seat to grab a hold of him.
I will squeeze your face. No, I will.
Justin got as far away from her as possible and had to say no 5 times before she finally got the message. But it didn't stop there. Leah insisted on asking Justin inappropriate questions that no 40-year-old woman should ever be asking a 15-year-old boy.
Here's my question. Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms?
In front of bitches?
Answer Justin Bieber. I have like little girl fans.
The fact she was sexualizing him like this was
what was him that?
But what made it worse was that the majority of the audience was made up of young kids. Leah wasn't alone.
Females.
It was almost like all the women on that couch were competing over Justin.
If you had to date one of us 5, she would be a pain in the butt, I'll say that right there.
To be trapped in situations like this must have been torture for Justin, but arguably nothing was worse than what happened at the 2012 American Music Awards. After Justin stepped out on stage to accept an award, then 40-year-old actress Jenny McCarthy outright assaulted him.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Can you imagine if the genders were reversed? Afterwards, Jenny was asked about what happened in some interviews, and she seemed almost proud about what she'd done.
I did grab his butt. I'm single. I couldn't help it. He was just so delicious. So little. Just, I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt.
I saw that you totally, it was like a full-on almost makeout session.
A little cougar scary.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again, and kind of molested him.
These encounters weren't just awkward moments. They were signs that Justin's boundaries didn't matter, and he wasn't the only teen star being pushed to their limits by the industry. Behind the scenes, another young celebrity was facing similar relentless pressure. Selena Gomez. When Justin and Selena went public with their relationship in 2010, it seemed like the perfect match. Both were navigating the treacherous waters of teen stardom, and both understood the pressure of grown-up millions watching. Although people didn't post physically with Selena like they did with Justin, she was still overworked, victimized, and exploited in many of the same ways. That shared experience was part of what drew them together. They knew exactly what the other was going through. For a while, they seemed like each other's refuge from the chaos.
I am all about really genuine people, and I feel like she's
hell nah, bitch, y'all trying to get that bag. Y'all knew that was gonna be a good scene for y'all niggas. Look at that goofy shit.
For fans, it was like a real-life Disney movie. Two beautiful, talented young people falling in love in the spotlight. They walked red carpets together, they posted cute tributes to each other online, and they gushed about their relationship in interviews.
Yeah, what is his favorite feature that you love about Justin?
His eyes.
Their chemistry was undeniable, and their youth made it feel pure and hopeful, like something that might actually beat the odds. For a moment, it felt like their relationship was destined to last.
Justin, are you going to propose to Selena Gomez? You guys make a really good couple. I see that smile.
However, behind this perfect image was a much rockier reality. Between 2010 and 2018, their relationship became a roller coaster of dramatic breakups and passionate reunions, with every twist and turn dissected by millions of obsessed fans. Are they still together? Who's Justin dating now? Has Selena finally moved on? When will they realize they're meant to be? The questions and scrutiny were never ending. What might have been a normal period of growth and emotional confusion for any young couple was instead broadcast to the world, leaving them little space to process anything privately. And in the end, the same intense spotlight that brought them together would also pull them apart.
I was looking for a quarterback.
Tensions between Justin and the paparazzi reached a boiling point. After being relentlessly pursued, an incident erupted where a cameraman hurled a nasty insult at him.
Fucking little cock. Fuck up back to her.
Damn.
What you say?
What'd
you say?
He ain't finna bust a grape in the grape fight. Goofy ass. Oh, his ass.
This confrontation marked a turning point, signaling Justin's growing frustration with the invasive media. The constant scrutiny from paparazzi, fans, and even his fellow celebrities had begun to take its toll, leading him to push back against the pressures of his fame. However, this defiance spiraled into reckless behavior. A few months later, after a night out partying in a New York nightclub, a video surfaced showing Justin urinating into a yellow mop bucket.
We swagger, man. You know, this is just a better spot to fit.
He pissing from another nigga. And we saying that it was other people's fault. Bitch, he already showed his dick to motherfucking niggas.
And it drew widespread criticism. It was a troubling sign of his escalating unpredictability and a warning of more serious issues to come. That same year, Justin made headlines for spitting on people, once on his own fans from a hotel balcony, and another time on a neighbor during a heated dispute. The neighbor incident escalated months later when Justin pelted the man's house with eggs, resulting in $80,000 in damages and a vandalism charge. These incidents painted the picture of someone rapidly losing control, but rather than seeing a young man cracking under immense pressure, the media and public branded him as a villain, eager to ridicule instead of understand.
See, that's what we talking about. This is what Justin Bieber really be acting. Like, they try to blame it on Diddy and all the other motherfuckers, but he got his own shit.
Justin was arrested in Miami Beach for drag racing a rented yellow Lamborghini. He wasn't alone, as he was there racing R&B singer Khalil. Police reported that Justin exhibited signs of intoxication and admitted to consuming alcohol, marijuana, and prescription drugs. When he refused to cooperate with officers, they placed him under arrest, resulting in his infamous mugshot.
Mr. Bieber, you are charged with the following: DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license.
But even after this wake-up call, the spiral didn't stop. Just 2 years later, in 2016, footage surfaced from Justin's birthday party, which was hosted by none other than Sean Diddy Combs, and it showed a haunting image of him. He was swaying around, glassy-eyed, and cycling between bursts of giddy energy and spaced-out blankness.
It's called, he's bad boy now. It's called, don't ever play yourself.
Goofy ass. What's going on? fucking no rhythm. He ain't got no rhythm. Hell no.
Yet the people around him looked fine. From the way he was behaving, it seemed like he was under the influence
Fuck, ain't got no
more
rhythm.
than just alcohol. Diddy's presence in that scene is worrying. Even at that time, rumors and unease had long surrounded the way Diddy interacted with younger artists. And of course now, we know just how much of a predator he really is. In recent times, when looking back at these years of his life, Justin has admitted he was hooked on various different substances.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills.
Whoa, woe is you. You get to be on all the drugs.
He was just a kid who needed protection, but most of the people around him
all the money on all the drugs.
for their own benefits. Success and unimaginable wealth, Justin began slipping into the same cycle of substance abuse that once plagued his mother. The toll on him was immense, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and it inevitably bled into his relationship with Selena. Often, his most destructive moments came shortly after they'd taken a break. But Selena wasn't just dealing with Justin's volatility, she had her own battles to fight. In 2013, she was diagnosed with lupus, an autoimmune disease that caused the body to attack its own tissues and organs. A year later, she entered rehab and took a step back from her career. It wasn't just the physical symptoms that hit hard. Selena later revealed that the disease brought with it crippling panic attacks, anxiety, and depression that consumed her daily life. By 2017, her condition had worsened to the point that her kidneys began to fail, and she underwent a life-saving transplant. Much of her energy and focus had to shift towards survival, not her relationship or stardom. Between their private struggles, the relentless pressure of life in the spotlight, and the emotional immaturity that came with growing up too fast, Justin and Selena's relationship couldn't survive, despite how much they cared about each other.
One day, you're gonna be a dad, right?
Yeah.
So, picture this, we got either Justin Jr. sitting on your lap or little Justine sitting on your lap.
Yep.
When they say, Dad, what was the best part about your teenage years, what would you say?
I would say, probably my relationship with my ex-girlfriend.
In March 2018, they broke things off for good, and while fans continued to hold out hope that they'd get back together, that dream was crushed just 6 months later, when Justin married Hailey Baldwin. While the world's attention remained fixated on Justin and Selena, another storyline had been quietly unfolding in the background, one that was expertly pieced together and exposed by the YouTuber Internet Oddities. In 2009, as Justin's star was rapidly rising, a seemingly innocent meeting took place backstage at the Today Show. Actor Stephen Baldwin introduced his young daughter Hailey to Justin.
My name's Steve. And the third song, it's my daughter Hailey. The third song, we've been enjoying your music.
At the time, Justin was 15 and Hailey was 12, and although it looked like just another celebrity kid meeting a pop star, this encounter would lead to something far more significant. That same day, Hailey's father struck up a friendship with Justin's mum, and by the next evening, the Baldwins had
piped out,
over for dinner.
breaking the bitch down, huh?
And somewhere in the middle of it all, Justin and Hailey posed for their first photo together. In the years that followed, Hailey continued appearing everywhere Justin went.
That freaked out. Hey, where's it? Hey,
live performances.
I tell y'all niggas, man, that's how it be sometimes, man.
Whenever Justin was scheduled to appear, Hailey somehow managed to be there too. You might be tempted to chalk it up to coincidence, but there's a compelling reason to believe otherwise. In 2019, a former Justin Bieber superfan named Dana made a video claiming that Hailey had relentlessly stalked Justin for years.
They get benefit. Opening to a documentary. Hailey Baldwin went from trying to bump into Justin Bieber at the Satai in London to marry. She was making a joke that it was her 10-year plan, like, bitch, fucking did it.
Dana ran a Justin Bieber fan account with over 200,000 followers. She claimed that Hailey followed her Bieber fan account in 2011 and began regularly messaging her for information about Justin's whereabouts.
Here you're gonna see where I wrote Satai 5th Ave. The DM that was right above that she sent to me is gone because she unsent it right away. And if I went back to my MacBook from fucking 2013, maybe I could find that, because above that, and you're gonna have to take my word for this one because I don't have it, but she said, "What hotel is Justin staying at? Kylie and I want to know."
Dana said that Hailey would either stay at that hotel or eat at that hotel restaurant so she could bump into him. While those claims are difficult to verify, not all of her claims are. In her video, Dana mentioned a maybe video Justin and Selena made and how she created a remake of it which Hailey featured in. And that video is still on YouTube today.
She was in it. She agreed to be in it for us. She made a clip and met and we
emailed it to us to put in a YouTube video.
On top of this, Dana showed various back and forth tweets between her and Hailey, proving they had an ongoing relationship. In some of the tweets, Hailey commented on Justin's height and even speculated about how much taller he might grow, a small detail that hinted at a deeper fixation. During this period, Hailey began strategically befriending Kendall and Kylie Jenner, two of Justin's known friends at the time. This gave her indirect access to Justin's world, allowing her to maintain a subtle but steady presence around him, even while he was still with Selena. Hailey continued appearing at the same events and within the orbit of people Justin trusted, and over time, her proximity became familiarity. Eventually, her and Justin began hanging out alone without the presence of mutual friends. By the time Justin and Selena's relationship collapsed for the final time in early 2018, Hailey was already a familiar, comfortable figure in his life.
So she been following that nigga the whole time.
Within weeks, she and Justin were spotted out.
I mean, do you want a bitch who be stalking you, or do you want a bitch who don't really know nothing about you? I don't know.
They were married in a quiet courthouse ceremony. For a while, it looked like everything had fallen into place for her. On the surface, she had it all. The marriage, the lifestyle, the brand. She and Justin posted loved up photos, but publicly about their faith and commitments. However, what we're seeing today suggests things aren't going as well as they once were.
You practice weird.
On February 18th, 2025, Justin attended the pop-up store for Hailey's beauty brand in LA. In one viral video captured at the event, he could be seen smiling wide and shifting his weight from side to side while having a conversation. Speculation erupted immediately. Fans and the media questioned whether Justin was using again, a theory quickly denied by sources close to him, who insisted that he's in a great place. In the days after this statement was released, Justin made various posts seemingly mocking the drug allegations.
I fly high like a magpie.
Even still, people weren't buying that everything was okay. Pictures and videos had been surfacing for weeks of Justin looking tired, disheveled, and gaunt. Not only that, but there'd been a sharp increase in his Instagram activity, with him making numerous reflective posts suggesting he's not in the best place mentally. On March 13th, he shared an Instagram story expressing feelings of unworthiness, saying, "People have told me my whole life, wow, Justin, you deserve that. And I personally have always felt unworthy, like I was a fraud." There was another post on March 16th, where he spoke
I always knew it was something up with you, man. Ever since I was a little kid, I was like, it's just something up with it's just something weird about this motherfucker, man.
His struggles with anger, saying, "I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much." Taken individually, these posts might not seem alarming, but together they paint a picture of someone spiraling inward. On March 24th, a video surfaced of Justin on a rooftop where he looked extremely thin, more so than ever before. This caused further worry amid already growing concerns. Around March 30th, the situation got much more real after several Instagram live clips of Justin began circulating. In the videos, he could be seen listening to music, licking his lips over and over, and making strange, jerky movements. In one, his eyes are literally half shut at points, and a lot of fans took this as a clear sign of him being under the influence of drugs. While nothing was confirmed, people couldn't help but connect the dots. Selena Gomez recently got engaged to Justin's old collaborator friend, Benny Blanco. She posted pictures of their engagement ring back in December, and since then, the two have been seen everywhere together. Now, they've even released their own joint album called I Said I Love You First.
Hey.
That's wild and a bitch.
I know, I'm listening to it like a dork.
Fans speculated, as they do, that many of Justin's cryptic posts were subtle jabs at Selena and Benny, but it was on April 2nd that even the skeptics started to believe it. In the early hours of the morning, Justin posted a meme of Gollum from Lord of the Rings clutching the One Ring, captioned, "Girls on social media when they get engaged." Naturally, this sent fans into a frenzy, as who else would that be about if not Selena? This, combined with Justin's increasingly erratic behavior, shifted the attention towards his marriage with Hailey. If you search Justin Bieber's name right now, the headlines say it all. Justin and Hailey Bieber are completely out of sync and struggling with marital issues, bigger than just a fight. Justin Bieber hints at major tension in Hailey Bieber marriage after horrifying livestream. What's happening to Justin Bieber? Spiraling, not eating, and Hailey marriage troubles. The picture is bleak, but with the sheer number of news outlets all publishing similar negative stories, some have begun to wonder if this is all part of a calculated smear campaign. Over the past year or so, Justin has made serious changes behind the scenes, stepping away from longtime manager Scooter Braun, restructuring his business dealings, and getting rid of his team to self-manage instead.
I'm told that Justin Bieber, just like Michael Jackson, is engaged in a war against musical executives, except the musical executives have gotten smarter over time. He wants out of Hollywood. He does not care about the money. He wants out. The headlines are just getting to a point where it's almost comical. They are telling you that there's something wrong with this marriage, and obviously they are being paid a hefty sum, or they have very powerful person that is insisting upon this, I can tell you, you can take this all the way to the bank, that Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber are not on the rocks. They are just being attacked. If you are not praying for Justin Bieber, you should be.
The truth is, it's hard to know for sure exactly what's going on. Perhaps he has angered the wrong people, but no one has forced him to act out on live streams, make endless cryptic social media posts, or behave bizarrely at public events. There's one thing that's clear. People are worried. In a recent Hollywood Reporter article, Justin's longtime collaborator Pooh Bear said, "Whatever he's going through, I pray for him and hope he's okay." And a former team member added, "Watching him disintegrate like this, it's watching the embodiment of someone not living their purpose." Whatever his reps might feed the media, it's obvious that Justin is having a tough time at the moment. And while that's sad to see, what makes it worse is that he's still being hounded by the same cameras and attention he's dealt with for years.
Alright, that's enough, yo. How many pictures you need? Is it really fucking asshole? Money. Money, get out of here, bro. Money. That's all you want. Don't care about it. All you want is money. So, get out of here. All you guys want is money. Money. Get out of here, bro. Okay. Get out of here. Money. That's all you care about? Money? That's all you care about, guys. It's money. You don't care about people. Only money.
What we're seeing with Justin now makes perfect sense when you look at his past. A child whose talent was discovered too early. A teenager whose boundaries were violated by adults who should have known better. A young man whose substance abuse was encouraged rather than treated. The warning signs were always there. While Selena seems to have found her peace with Benny, Justin appears to be trapped in the same cycles he's been fighting for years. And Hailey, who spent her teenage years chasing him, faces the reality that capturing someone doesn't mean healing them.
Real talk.
Alright, we back. So y'all know how we coming, man. We do no sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? What his mom been saying, man, I feel like his mom was a very big piece. I don't know how she met these people. You know what I'm saying? Is it like, y'all know how like they got the secret organizations and shit? Do y'all think that he was like a product of that? You know what I'm saying? That to be put in that? You get what I'm saying? But how shit goes, man, you never know, because somebody can just find a liking to you and you can put in that shit. So you never know. I just feel like, man, they knew from the beginning what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? At the end goal, crib. But I don't think they think it was gonna come crashing and really fuck up his career. Even if they did, they try to play their role so fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, these white people are not innocent. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how they want to say this, how they want to say that. They are the biggest problem of this century, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They was created in the 1600s. Black people been around. These motherfuckers just, they been doing shit like this, man. That's how they was created. You know what I'm saying? People be thinking that this should be a game. But at the end of the day, these people was supposed to be like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, Hebrew Israelites, you know, we try to have a stronger knowing to our history, so we know how shit happened and went down. These motherfuckers ain't got no history, so they just do whatever it takes and do whatever it do. I ain't saying that certain black people don't do the same thing. At the same time, these white people was created to do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's their intentions, to try to fuck motherfuckers over and try to manipulate and try to make their narrative to look like they the victim and try to take control, like they just friends and shit. They act like they friends. They just take control and try to oppress and manipulate. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we ain't no motherfuckers who just go with the oohs and the ahs. We look through the BS. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sugarcoating none of it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers these days, script, they be trying to play both sides. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When it's real, it's real. You know what I'm saying? And what I speak is the real. You know what I'm saying? Crip, these motherfuckers been on some fuck shit since they probably began and probably before. They just trying to make it look like Diddy was the main. Nah, nigga, he probably gave it up. Y'all gotta understand, like how manipulating motherfuckers can be. You know what I'm saying? You think you manipulating them the whole time. You get what I'm saying? So you just gotta always understand it's two sides to a story, and when you try to make it look like Justin Bieber is the victim 100%, you're destroying the other side of who he really was during that time. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, we just dove in and seen how it was, pause, you know what I'm saying? And we see that he is that person that I thought he was going to be. Crip, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's how it goes, man. We out here, hood, Northside, beat, crip, and gangster hood, Northside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.